Greetings all, and welcome back to my mess of a desk. Well, I have got here an interesting bit of kit actually. I'm having to hold the camera because I haven't got a tripod to hang this from, so oh well. This is one of those Chinese fingerprint locks. Rather interesting bit of kit actually. I've read a lot of reviews on these. I bought it because it's really cheap. This was like £9, so I thought I may as well go to town on it and, you know, thingy. You have to excuse my hand. I was painting underneath my van and I got covered in the stuff. Yeah, that's gloves and the glove split. And so yes, I was playing around with this this thing and looking at reviews online. I bought it just because it was a curiosity, really. I don't really have a practical use for this, but who knows? It's a very cheap fingerprint reader with a motor actuator on it. So, that could be implemented into other things, not just a door lock. Just to maybe, when you press the button, you know, with your finger, you could implement it into a different circuit or something else. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. So I was looking at this, and I've already gone through the stages of programming this before any finger would unlock the lock. But now I've got it programmed just to my thumb, so if I press it with my finger, you just get the red light come up and it never opens. It's a pretty good little bit of kit, but I press it with my thumb, it reads it, and it's got quite a fast read time too. If I press it in the right area. Yeah, like an idiot, I never moved my thumb around the pad, like on the edges and things, when I did the recognising the fingerprint, because you have to do it. I think you have to press it like 10 times with like the same finger all over and I just kept pressing it because I was just having a go, you know. So yeah, but it works really quick, and as far as I can tell, it works quite well. I mean, I've never yet had a false reading yet on any of my fingers. If I swap hands and use my other thumb, I'll show you the light on it. Yeah, it never once has yet read a false fingerprint. It seems to be pretty accurate, to be honest. Because that was one of the things I was worried about the most, was how secure is this? It does appear to be quite good. I can't speak for, say, the cables. If you was to, say, pry the cables off and put voltage in them or something, if that would then make the door unlock, I'm not sure. But I'm not testing this to destruction, because I actually think I'm going to try and implement this into something, but I want to know what's inside the door lock mechanism, so I'm going to take that apart. Break the warranty. I void warranties. Well, that answers my question really about how this thing comes apart and what the wires do. So it's 4 wires on the actual fingerprint reader. It only makes sense that 2 of the wires are power input, positive and negative, and 2 of the wires go to the motor, I suppose. I thought it would be more secure than that, in the sense of the wires went inside to a circuit board inside this actual unit, and then when this unit was given the correct fingerprint, data would flow through the wires into the circuit board, and the circuit board would power the motor. But it seems that the actual whole workings is put into this one nice convenient little switch. Rather nice. You know, I've come up with the idea of, wouldn't this be amazing to fit to a car door handle, for instance? You know, fingerprint reader, wired up to your central locking motor. That would work quite well, to be fair. Run this through a relay. That would work quite well. So the way how I would wire this into a relay would be the motor output. I would put a diode in line so that it would, of course, the motor spins one way and then spins the other way after a few seconds to obviously lock and unlock the slide mechanism here. But if you fit a diode in line, that would only make the motors turn one way and then stop and not turn the back the other way. Obviously you could change this for a 3.6 volt power supply, or 3.7, whatever. Or you could just run it purely from a USB power if you was to remove the plug and isolate it somewhere inside. But it does look like you could actually modify this a little bit more by cutting out the plastic. I am going to take this apart as well to see what's behind the fingerprint reader. But as far as a little project goes for modifying, this would make a very cool thing for just playing with, I guess. You've basically got a very nice fingerprint controlled solenoid with very little modification required to actually make a fingerprint control solenoid, which is very good because you could have, say, I don't know, whatever you wanted. You could make your computer, for instance, turn on and off with a fingerprint. You know, that's pretty cool if you ask me. I mean, okay, I know you can do it all in software, but it's really cool to have a physical off switch, you know, that is fingerprint controlled. That is quite nice. And again, if you was really good, you could obviously break into the circuit where it flips the motor one way then the other. Build an isolation circuit so that once it's flipped one way, you know, the power's gone one way, it ignores the return until you press your finger again, and it'll ignore the first one. And then, so you got to press your fingerprint once to unlock and then once to lock. You know, that's just an idea. You could build it all with circuitry, I would assume. I mean, the instruction manuals in this is in multiple languages, mostly Chinese, but if you do scroll to the back of this, or to one side of it, you do get an English section, which is quite nice. Let me just scroll through it. There you go. There we've got a nice English section here. Let's just get the camera nice so you can see that. For anybody who's got one of these and doesn't have the instruction manual, this is all the instruction manual is. So those two there, and then on the other side of the page you get the one to delete a fingerprint. Nice and simple. Warm tips. Different angles. Whoops. Yeah, I forgot to do that. Whoops. Still works though. How to reset the USB device. Yeah, so wow, that's one hell of a word. Alternately until. Yeah. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. Let's take this apart now and see what's behind door number 2. So, on the back you get a rather quaint looking circuit board. Let's try and get a bit closer to that and have a look and see what the chip is on there. They have kindly left the numbers on that, I do believe. Let's just have a quick look and see if we can read any of that. Where has it gone? There we go. GT32FFPR ARM technology, which is nice. So it's like a little miniature CPU, and then probably a 8-bit microcontroller, that 16-bit maybe. I don't know, I'll have to do some checking and see what that is. I don't know it off the top of my head. Interesting though, very interesting little circuit. Lots of potential, like I say. Nice simple wiring. It's just 2 wires each side of the board, 2 for power, 2 for motor, and the fingerprint reader is, as you can see, quite nice and now not working. Probably because I have taken it out of its case. There we go. How cool. This is nice that they put a USB micro device charging port on it, because obviously if the battery ever goes flat you're kind of locked out, so it's nice they've got that. That works really well. I might modify this a little bit, shall we say? Stand by for a future product, I guess. Well, that's about it for this one. They do give you a bag of screws and a locking device, a latch, which it looks like. Other things as well. I'm not sure what that is. A deadbolt of some description, something like that. That's probably to open it from the inside, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Be very nice to modify this. The circuitry, anyway. I'm not interested in the mechanism, but the circuitry is pretty neat. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope this has been entertaining for you.